Hey, you all right, Mark? Thanks for coming back on.
Oh yeah.
The three amigos are reunited. Back again. How you getting on? You all right?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, all good.
Yeah, all good. It's been nice and sunny in Scotland recently, which is doesn't happen that often, so it's been quite nice.
Is it really, or is that a joke?
So yes and no. So yeah, it's sunny. It's sunny for maybe 3 or 4 hours, and then it's absolutely pouring with rain for an hour, just to balance things out.
Just to remind you where you are.
Oh yeah. The weather in France has been terrible. Like for the past 2 months, it's terrible. It's the worst.
Oh no.
What is it? Is it?
Yeah, it's raining all the time. It's like raining all the time.
Oh man.
Gives you more time in the studio. That's all.
I just came back from Morocco. Actually, I was in Morocco until yesterday.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
Right, okay. What were you doing?
I've been there for 2 weeks. So.
At holiday time.
Oh, the weather was perfect.
Yeah,
it was
Morocco's
super
amazing.
sunny, and as you can see, I have my best tan. I mean, nothing. Nothing.
That's a Scottish tan right there.
Yeah.
Was that a holiday? Was it then, Mark?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah,
Are you all right
Yeah.
to travel around in France then? You guys doing all right?
Yeah. It's doing okay. I mean, yeah, we'll see what happens in the next few weeks, but yeah, for now, we're doing okay.
Whereabouts in Morocco did you go to?
I've been to a city on the west coast called Essaouira.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's like surfing spot, for surfers, and yeah.
I went to Morocco about 5 or 6 years ago. Yeah, about 5 years now, and I hiked up Mount Tobacco. Is it Mount Tobacco? It's about, I don't know, 5,000 meters or whatever it is, but it was high anyway. It took us like a day and a half to go up a mountain.
Oh yeah.
in the city at the bottom, and we were in the old city, and it was actually like a maze. It was so easy to get lost in there, but it was the food was amazing though. The food was absolutely great. Yeah.
That were you not over on your ankle, John? No,
That's the time. Yeah, I went up a mountain. I went up Mount Tobacco. And when I was coming back down, almost at the very top, I tripped and what did I do? I tore the ligament in my ankle almost at the very top of the mountain.
Ooh.
I had to get back down from the top of the mountain with a torn ankle, basically, which was not a lot of fun. So I ended up on the back of a donkey for about 4 hours, having a proper biblical time on the way back down.
Was that a nice vacation anyway, or is that the worst you had?
It was a bit of both. Yeah. It was very nice until that point.
Yeah.
Apart from that, it's a lovely country, lovely place to visit.
Oh yeah.
Just don't climb mountains.
I know. The tea's incredible over there. They do tea properly over there with
Oh yeah.
in the kettles. They pour it from way up here. No, it's absolutely brilliant.
Oh no, Mark, he's one stop away from talking about food. You need to stop him, Mark. He'll be chatting about Moroccan food in a minute. He says he's very hungry right now, so let's talk about some food. Maybe talk about music.
Oh yeah.
I think it was about a year ago we were speaking with you last month, wasn't it?
I think so. Yeah. I think it was when I just started working on my album. I think I just started at that time.
Yeah, I was saying that to John before you came on. I was saying that to John. I think you were mentioning that it was just the project.
Yeah. I think it was probably April or May or something.
Yeah, I think it was around about there. Yeah. So that's when you just started the album then.
Yeah. I think I started working on it late March or something.
Oh, yeah, okay. So he's put a lot of heart and soul into this one anyway. You've definitely spent the time well.
Sorry?
You put a lot of heart and soul into this one. You spent your time well. You've definitely quite special together with this one.
Yeah. And it's been 7 years since I released the first one. So yeah. And people were expecting something, so it was the right time, I guess. There was no plan at first, to make an album, but it just happened. So
awesome.
Yeah. What's the concept with it then, Mark? Blurry Dreams of You. What is the concept? What's the thinking? And we'll just let the viewers know. Definitely check it out. It's out this weekend. Is that right?
Yeah, it's gonna be out on Friday this weekend.
Right, this weekend. Brilliant. Now, what's the concept behind it then? The theme behind it? The thinking?
So basically, I've been in a relation. I mean, I always talk about love in my songs. Obviously, I'm a romantic guy, I guess. So yeah, and so the very first album I made was in 2014, and it was not like a real album. It was more like a compilation of tracks, of 10 tracks, and I mean, they made sense altogether, but it was not. There was no concept behind it, and but the songs were mostly talking about love and in a good way, I guess. And so I spent 8 years with someone in a relationship, and it kind of ended in late 2019, and so I felt really bad, I have to say. It was like my first breakup, so you know.
We've all been there. We know the feeling well.
And so at first I didn't want it to make music, you know, at all. Like I had no plans in making anything, and I had no inspiration because I was in a mood for the past 8 years where I was mostly making club music, dance floor music, and I was not taking care of the lyrics. And you know, I it's not that I didn't care, but you know, I wasn't paying attention to what the lyrics were saying. I was mostly working with singers. You know, I was sending them the tracks, and I would say, do whatever you want, you know, just talk about anything you want, and if that's fine with me, then let's go. Okay. And so when I broke up with my girlfriend, I felt like I needed to talk about something else, you know, and I wasn't in the mood for club music or you know, dance floor music. And so I started working on lyrics first, and it was like the first time I was actually working on the lyrics myself. So I'm not a songwriter, but I was like writing ideas and, you know, and subjects and words and whatever. And then I started working on the music, and I would at first get like 30 seconds or 1 minute demos, pretty basic, like just with chords and the bass line, and that's it, and send that to the singers I wanted to work with, and I would say, like, you know, I have this lyric idea, and do you think you could talk about that, and do you think those lyrics I wrote are good or whatever. And that's how I worked on the album. And the fun thing is that it started as a breakup project, if I may say, and the album is quite what did you say?
You have to piece your heart back together, a bit of a project just to focus on positive.
Yeah, a little bit. And the fun thing is that if you listen to the full album now, it's not a sad album. Like it sounds clubby. It sounds you want to dance to it, and that's what I like about it.
It's definitely given it a really unique sound. Then that concept, you can definitely, now that you're mentioning that, now you can definitely hear like just a good mixture of a lot of emotions. Now that you're mentioning that, it's quite a lot going on. Then
there's a real story like behind each song, like you know, there's an order of songs, you know, and everything. So I took care of that. I didn't want to make an album just to make an album. I wanted to think about the whole concept, and I already had, when I started, I already had like the artwork in mind, what I wanted to do. I knew I wanted to do like a small a video teaser for the release, and everything. So I pretty much had the concept in mind from day one. So and so the album starts really slow and with a sound I never did before, actually. The first track is called There You Are, and it's like a blend of my signature sound and a band like Parcels. Do you know Parcels? I don't know how you pronounce it. Parcels, they're Australian band.
All right.
Parcels, and they're really good, and they make funky music, so you would like it. And so it has those like strummed guitars and real bass line, and I wanted to work with a lot of real musicians for the album. So and there's a lot of emotions in the tracks, I guess.
There's definitely quite a lot of live elements happening in this one as well, because I've seen that you were using the live bass, the sax, and the live strings as well, which makes a massive difference as well. It really gives a lot of kind of soul to it as well, I guess. Yeah.
I started working with real musicians in 2018 when I went to New York to work with the Nurvous Records crew, and we had musicians with us in the studio to work with us. We had like brass players, and we had guitar players and bass players and whatever, and it was the first time I worked with real musicians in the studio. And when lockdown happened last year, the first one, I was actually talking a lot with that guy Lefty. He's a New York producer. He's really good, and we were talking about making a collab between us just on the track, and he said, "Do you want me to play like guitar on the track?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure. I mean, can you play guitar?" And he said, "Yeah, of course." And so he was also playing bass, and he's like, he's that shy guy. He's a bit shy, and he was not telling me he was a genius.
Humble guy.
Oh yeah, super humble. And so when we worked on the track together, it was out on my label. It's called Paradisco. It was out last year.
That's a great track. Yeah, I got that one.
Yeah. So we worked on that first, and then I sent him a few demos of the album. It didn't have any vocals or anything. It was like just the basic demo. And I was like, "Can you make some guitars for me? I'll let you do whatever you want. Just get inspired by the chords or whatever, and do whatever you want." Mm-hmm. So and it worked like perfectly between us, like super nice. So he did one track, and then he did two, and then he did three, and he ended up like playing on 8 or 9 out of 11 tracks.
Wow.
Yeah, so he made all the guitars and basses on the album. When I mean basses, I mean live basses.
Yeah, like John says, it just gives that little extra,
Oh, yeah.
little bit of heart, or just something magical about it. No, it's great to see it's come full circle. I can't believe that was pretty much a year ago that you were talking to us before, and it's just great to see it's finally. Can't believe it's actually out this weekend about it finally land.
Yeah, I'm so happy about it.
Yeah,
so happy, so excited.
Yeah, excited to see it finally out to the world.
Yeah, I'm so excited because I think it's like a turning point in my sound, because on the album, did you listen to it like in full?
Yeah. I listened to. I think I listened to about 90% of it anyway.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. And so basically, it has everything that people like from my old sound, and it has more. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
and you can hear that house influence, but you can also hear a very kind of 80s pop influence in there as well. It's very, very big, and then plus that kind of disco feel coming through as well. So it's a very nice fusion of all those elements,
It has all my influences, like it has everything. Last year when we first did the first interview, I was telling you that I was like a big Madonna fan, and it has Madonna in the record.
Oh, definitely. I was actually going to say that. So Turn Back Time has definitely got that Madonna feel to it. I was thinking that straight away. Yeah, there's Madonna. Yeah,
the track like Heart Blows Up is like Burning Up by Madonna. Yeah. It's, it has that guitar solo and stuff. So yeah.
Congratulate you on that as well, Mark, because it's a hard thing to do, like, to capture that magic but still give it your own twist and create something original out of that stuff. Although it's paying respects to that sound, it's definitely you. The album's very you, and it's very forward thinking as well. Me and John were saying you couldn't hear this out of place on radio stations the world over. Honestly, some fantastic tracks on there that are really, really well done.
I think it's definitely got a kind of broad range to it, a broad appeal to it as well. Like Paul's saying there, I could definitely hear that being played across a lot of radio stations, and quite a lot of them seem very radio friendly as well. Like you could see pretty much any one of them being like radio singles,
Oh yeah. I think it's everyone friendly.
Yeah.
I think anybody can find something to like in the album. I guess. I mean, I'm not bragging or anything, but I think so. I think everybody can find a little something to listen.
Yeah, some absolutely phenomenal vocalists in it as well. There's such a range of vocalists.
Yeah.
About then, Mark, is that people you've worked with before? Are these people you've kind of unearthed recently? Because there's some great talent I've not heard a lot of.
I'm gonna try to not forget anybody. So
I'll give you a challenge here.
Yeah. There was actually They were friends. They are friends on that album. Like Scarlet Queen, we've been friends for as long as I made Bad Boys Cry. So it was 2013. So we've been working together for a very long time now. And even though her voice is not what I'm into right now, I thought she was she would fit to that particular track that she's on the album. It's called I Can Trust You, and it's actually a track I wrote in 2009. And it started back in the days as a progressive house demo. It was like 130 BPM and super like progressive and techno. Wow. And it had a vocal by someone from my family who was not a singer, but she wrote the lyrics. Oh. And we wrote the lyrics together back then, and it had that gimmick and that melody already, and even though it never got released before, it always like it got stuck in my head. Like I could, and I could sing it, like, even though I haven't heard, I didn't hear it for like a very, very long time. Last year, I don't know why, but I woke up one morning and I had like the gimmick in mind, and I said, maybe now is the time, because the lyrics didn't mean anything a long time ago, and it meant something like last year.
Yeah.
So it was like perfect timing.
Meant to be.
So I already had all the lyrics, and I sent them to Scarlett, and I said, you know what to do. Like, I have full trust. You can do whatever you want, and it's got to be nice. So yeah, Scarlett is a friend of mine. Alexandra Prince as well. We've been working together on for a long time now as well. Yota as well, who's been working with Lifelike a lot. So
the track Flash, I really enjoyed that track Flash you done with Yota. That's a great. You've just put a little snippet of that up as well recently, haven't you? Just as a bit of a teaser, little preview.
Yeah, I actually just posted, because I'm posting like one preview every day until release day. So I just posted it, and Yota is a friend, and then through Yota I met Lilu, who's singing on Heart Blows Up.
Yep.
And she's a Romanian girl living in France. So basically, I had a few lyrics as well written somewhere. Sent her the demo, and actually the track was meant for Yota in the beginning. And she said, that's not for me. That's not a track for me, but I'm going to send it to that girl, and she's going to nail it. So that's what happened, basically. Like, it took like maybe a week to record the vocals and everything. So it's super nice. We have Adeline on the record. She's awesome. I mean, she's been working with J-Creve and on Glitterbox releases. She's so good. She's actually a French girl living in New York. I didn't know she was French at first. And when I got her on the phone the first time, she said, I'm French. So I was like, oh, nice, And she's the best. And I think that's it. I hope I'm not forgetting anybody. I don't think so.
I listened to Point of View as well.
Alina. I forgot to mention Alina. She's a track called The Feeling, and I actually, I was playing a lot a track of hers called Changes, and it had a Run Bass Jam remix, and it's amazing, and I fell in love with the vocals, and so I sent her maybe a message on Instagram or something, and she answered, and she was like, let's make something together. And it was so simple, it was like super simple. Everybody was so easy to work with, so yeah. I had the best time working on that.
Yeah, we're listening to Point of View there just before we came on as well. Yeah. That's a really great track as well, as they all are. But I see you've got a J-Crev remix for that one as well.
Yeah. The fun thing is that Point of View was finished like maybe 2 months ago.
Okay.
Like it was not supposed to be on the album, because it started as a Barry and Gibbs project. First, because as you probably know, I'm half of Barry and Gibbs.
Yeah, right.
And so it started as a Barry and Gibbs demo with a sample. And when I sent that to my manager, who's Andrew from Nurvous Records, he said, you have to make like a Mark Lower track out of it, because it's so good.
Wow.
And so I said, all right, so you know what, we're gonna do a Mark Lower versus Barry and Gibbs kind of track, and so we trashed the sample. Like, we removed the whole sample, and we started back from scratch just with the chords. And I had Lefty again making a bass line with a live bass, guitars, and then I sent that to my friend Pete in the UK, who made all the strings, the live strings for the record, and he made amazing strings. Like, he was all alone making the strings for that track, because in the UK they were on lockdown, so he was not able to work with the whole crew. So he had to make all the strings by himself.
Okay.
And he was so good. And when we got the track finished, Alexandra Prince had made the vocal with her friends, Daryl and Natalie, and I sent that to Andrew, Nurvous Records, and he said, we have to make that the second single, and we have to make remixes for it, because the original track is like really disco. It's kind of dance floor, but it's more like, I guess, a warm-up track, probably. I don't know if it's a big time, so. So he said, let's make some remixes. And what I'm really happy about with the remixes is that we have the Treasure Fingers remix, which is really like housey and a bit repetitive, and it has that dance floor groove. And the Crib remix is like straight from Chicago, I guess.
Yeah.
It's so good. I mean, it's so good.
What a guy. We actually spoke to him a few weeks back, Jason. I've not actually put the interview up yet. That's going up soon as well. But what a cool guy he was. Great.
He's so nice. Yeah.
You mentioned in the first interview with us that you'd worked back and forth with J. Kriv before, so it's great to see you guys working in more stuff together.
Oh yeah. He's so good. He's really nice.
Great artist. Great
he's
DJ.
Another busy guy as well, just constantly putting out great music like yourself.
Yeah. Me and John need to stop talking on Zoom and make some music. Too many Zoom chats.
How many singles do you have coming off on the album? Because it must have been quite a difficult choice to decide what one's going to be the singles, because it really is, because pretty much any of those could be,
Well, we actually probably, like, if I'm talking for myself, like for the people that follow me, we probably took a small risk, if I have to say that word, in releasing like Took Me By Surprise as first single and Point of View as the second one, because people were used to hear my signature sound with my signature bass line, and it was total, like, it was absolutely not original Mark Lower. Like, it was disco Lower, So and we were super surprised of how people reacted to the tracks. So yeah, it was super nice, and I'm super happy because I've been posting like previews of all the tracks of the album for a bit more than a week now, and people are like really into it. So I'm super happy about it. Super happy.
I think the great thing as well is it's dropping smack bang in the middle of the summer, isn't it? It's just came right, I think, at the right point, isn't it? It's just when everybody's, maybe starting a little bit more positive. I think it's just the timing is...
You think so?
I think so. I think the world is ready for it, Mark. The world is ready for it.
That was one of our questions at first. Like, when are we supposed to release the album? Because of COVID, of course, and because of clubs not opened.
Yep.
Because we had no idea when to record it, and I didn't want to wait until the end of the year because I felt like it was more like a summer kind of album anyway.
Really, definitely, yeah.
So yeah, we didn't know, so we have the record coming out now.
Yes, I think it's very relatable. I think in that way, it's very easier to access it in many ways of streaming it out in the car, whatever. I think out lying around in the sunshine when it's here in Scotland doesn't last long, but when it's out, it's a very summer, good vibe kind of sunshine album. I think you've picked the timing perfectly, Mark. I'll say that.
Oh, fingers crossed.
You talked a little bit about Turn Back Time as well. It's another great track on there as well. What was the kind of inspiration behind that, and how did that come about?
Well, pretty much I was into making down tempo tracks. I mean, for me it's down tempo. I think it's probably 112 BPM or something, I guess. And so for me it's down tempo because I'm used to 120 and 123 and whatever. And it started with just a basic drum pattern, and I found that bass line that I made with a beat crusher, and it was a bit like French touch a little bit, and I made the chords, and once again I sent the project to Lefty, and he made that guitar gimmick that sounds like, I don't know, when I close my eyes and I listen to the to that gimmick, I see a sunset. Like I was getting sunset vibes, like summer sunsets, and so it was so nice to work on that. And then I sent the idea to Alexandra, who made the vocals, and she came back to me like really, really fast, and she was like, I'm so happy to work with you on the down-tempo tracks because we've been making dance floor music forever. So it's so nice to work on something else. I still want to work on the dance floor track. That's what she told me. I still want to work on the dance floor track together, but let's make that one like super chill and really good. And I guess it's a nice love song. I mean, I really love that one. And it's Nurvous Records, Andrew's favorite.
Brilliant.
Yeah, he told me he was getting Janet Jackson vibes on that.
That is
I think that's cool.
That's good feedback.
Yeah.
I think the Three Amigos are selling this pretty well. What would you say, Mark? I think they're doing well. Definitely check it out, guys. Definitely check it out. But Mark, just talk about release dates. How can people support it? Where can they go to find out more about it? Where can people check it out then?
So basically, the album is out on the 16th, this Friday, everywhere, pretty much everywhere. So we have extended mixes for some of the tracks on DJ platforms like Tracksource and Beatport.
Yep.
There are probably like 6 tracks out of the 11 tracks that got extended mixes, the more dance floor ones, I guess.
Yeah.
And then we have short mixes, album mixes for all the streaming platforms, Spotify, Deezer, whatever, Apple Music, everywhere. And we have a vinyl coming out in September.
Oh, brilliant! Nice one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice one.
Yeah.
You yourself like getting out and touring and stuff now that kind of we're starting to go over COVID. Is there any plans for you to start moving about a bit more and do some DJ gigs and all that sort of stuff?
I hope so. I was supposed to play in Mexico this weekend, and it's gonna be rescheduled.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was supposed to start touring again this weekend. Yeah. So
it's just something else to look forward to.
Oh yeah. So yeah, we have the vinyl coming out in September, so it's gonna be nice. It was delayed because of COVID, of course, but yeah, it's coming out in September. So, and we have a nice packaging with a nice cover, and so I'm super happy about it.
Awesome.
Yeah, love a vinyl. Love a physical vinyl. Love something physical, something we can hold on to that way.
Yeah.
Something we can cherish.
Yeah, I love hearing that one of those tracks was 12 years in the making as well. It's quite an interesting
oh yeah, I can trust you. Yeah.
12 years, man. And then 7 years between the albums as well. So that's it's a proper labor of love.
Yeah. As I told you, that track, we wrote it 12 years ago, and it just got in a drawer somewhere, and that's it. And we forgot about it. Yeah. And it just came back like last year. Like someone in my family found an old CD with the demo on it because I didn't have it anymore, and I could just like remember the lyrics and the guitar chords because we wrote it together with someone from my family. Again, it was like a family track. Nobody in my family is a musician except for one guy who's like playing guitar, and so we wrote the guitar chords together, and I wrote the lyrics with an English teacher from my family. So 12 years ago, and yeah.
It's awesome. That's amazing.
Oh yeah.
That's a lesson for people, isn't it? Like, just don't give up on the old projects. Like, don't delete the hard drive. Don't throw them out. Always look back.
There's still magic in there. Still magic in there. Just trying to get out.
Just the right time. The right time will come for it.
Exactly. Yeah, I think that's exactly it. Yeah.
No, it's been great chatting to you again, Mark. It's always a pleasure to have you on. And
same for me. It makes me practice my English, so I'm happy about it too.
To be honest, your English is probably better than ours, Mark.
Oh yeah, you told me that last time. Yeah, I haven't been practicing a lot because, of course, I'm not moving from here, so I'm not speaking English every day. So it's always a pleasure to speak.
This is your yearly English test, Mark. Every year we have you on and you have to update us and we have to test you. Right? You have to test our English skills.
Do I graduate or is that okay?
Definitely with honours.
Okay, cool.
Honors, pass flying colours.
Me and John are going back to high school tomorrow to learn. Oh, thanks a lot for coming on, Mark. We'll chat to you again.
Thank you for having me.
Great work with the album as well, Mark. I'm sure that's going to be very successful, that one.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
glad you appreciate it.
Very proud of yourself, Mark. Very proud of yourself. We'll catch up with you soon. You take care.
Oh yeah, bye. Thank you again.
Bye.
Bye, guys.